Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, we know this does not work. Let's get open for business and let's wake up the football gods this morning. How's everybody doing on this Thursday morning? Another week is in the books as we sit 140 days, 11 hours, and 42 minutes and 55 seconds away from the kickoff of the 2019 season. And maybe I should change that for kickoff of the Dallas Cowboys season, but that would add a couple of days to it. And I know a couple people are like, man, I'm sick of that clock. I hate it and everything else. But guys, I believe it was 226 days when I got that countdown clock. When I put it on there, tonight will be under 140. Time keeps on slipping into the future, and before you know it, it's going to be the season. Teams are already doing conditioning drills and workouts at the start. You got to be happy about that. We've got the schedule. A week from today, my friends, we have the NFL draft. I know we're not drafting the first round, and Stephen Jones says we're not going to move up. We don't like not having that first round pick, but we're okay with having Amari Cooper. Now, I want to know, what game on here are you looking forward to the most? What game do you circle on the schedule? Um, for me, I always love Redskins Cowboys because that goes back to my youth of sitting on the couch with my dad, being in the Washington, D.C. area, surrounded by Redskin fans, and my dad pulling for the Cowboys. You know, my uncles and cousins and everything else coming over on game day and stuff. The trash talking. Redskins Cowboys always meant a lot to me. Always, and it always will. I'll be at both Redskin games this year. We'll be doing a tailgate week 2. We're going to try and do a tailgate to end all tailgates. It is going to be huge. I'm out here happy as can be. I was out yesterday just checking out the smoker to make sure it's ready to go because I may have to do about 10 or 12 pork shoulders for it. It's going to be that big. So that's going to be a big game for me on the schedule. And the last game of the season, we're going to be doing, with Cowboys Experience, the whole Takeover Dallas trip there week 17. And I'll probably go to a couple other games as well in Dallas. But the game that I am looking forward to the most, I actually think, for me, when I say what game do I want to circle, it's going to be the Rams game. That to me is the game that I want to see the most. I want to see them come to Dallas and I want to get some revenge. The Rams won that game, but boy, it was close. On that third down, had we stopped Jared Goff on that run play, I believe we win that game. You give the ball back to Dak Prescott in the fourth quarter with the game on the line, with Zeke Elliott back there, with Amari Cooper, with that offensive line, we go down and we score. And it's a game over. But we lost it, and that ended our playoff run. Make no mistake about it. Our schedule is either, there's very few teams that you look at and say, at least at this moment. Right now, looking at the schedule, you're going by what happened last year, which has no relevance to next year. It could be that the Detroit Lions are last year's Chicago Bears. That's how crazy the NFL is. It could be that the Jets somehow, with Adam Gase, end up being a great team and dethrone New England. No, I haven't been drinking this morning. But that's how crazy the season can be. So a lot of the teams that you look at right now and you think are going to be good aren't. They'll have injuries. They'll have pieces that don't work. They'll have just bad luck. So as we look at the schedule right now, it looks daunting. And it seems for the most part that either a team is really, really good or they're really, really bad. There's not many that are in the middle. There's, Minnesota and there's Green Bay that you're not sure how they're going to be. Every year we're always told that, Aaron Rodgers is back. They're going to be a bad man, who's going to do it and all that. And of course, they're picking them to win the division again this year. regardless of them just losing their coach, Aaron Rodgers having health issues the last few years, and their defense being old, because that's the hot pick. Of course, Minnesota got Kirk Cousins. They spent a boatload of money on that guy. And of course, that's still kind of the hot pick. And of course, the Chicago Bears. Are the Chicago Bears a one-year wonder? You don't know. But you look at that, and you've got a tough schedule. But if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And that's where I'd like to see our Cowboys beat the crap out of the Rams. I want to see them beat a lot of teams. And looking at this right now, I say 11-5 is what I think our team will do. But 12-4, I don't think would be a reach. And I know that sounds crazy, and so many things are going to happen between now and the end of the season. You just don't know. But our Dallas Cowboys are going to need to get out and have a great start to the season. When you're playing the Giants, the Redskins, Miami, Green Bay, and the Jets in 4 of those first 6 games, you got to win those. You've got to win those. You have got to beat the teams you're supposed to beat. And then at least hold serve on some of the bigger games. Playing in New Orleans, it's going to be hell. We know playing in New Orleans is going to be hell. We know playing in Philadelphia, although we've had a pretty good record against the Eagles, playing Philadelphia, a division rival, will probably end up splitting those games. The Giants, you got to beat them twice. Minnesota, at home. That's one of those games you really want to win. Playing in New England in the cold, that's going to be a tough one. Buffalo, you got to win. Chicago in December, that's cold. Our December is going to be rough. You've got 3 playoff teams and the Washington Redskins. And you also have New England in November. So you've got to get out to a great start. We can't have a 3-5 start against the teams that we have there. But we'll have to wait and see how it goes. But the thing that I'm excited about, as I watched yesterday's press conference, over the last 4 or 5 years, probably since, we'll say, Manziel Gate happened, you can see the influence of Stephen Jones growing bigger and bigger and bigger each year. It was Stephen Jones who, when Jerry wanted to get Johnny Manziel, took the card away, said, we're not going to do that. And since that time, you can see how the Cowboys have evolved. The Cowboys have gone for more substance than sizzle. That's why you drafted a Zach Martin as opposed to Johnny Manziel. They've gone through and they've gotten rid of the old, and they've turned over the roster completely. We turned over the whole roster without just gutting the team. It doesn't feel like it, but this time last year, we were talking about the Dallas Cowboys having the worst receiving core in the NFL. I don't know that we have the best, but we could have potentially a really good, a top 10 wide receiver core. I'll take Amari Cooper against anybody, especially with his attitude and his work ethic. I'll take Randall Cobb if he's healthy with Dak Prescott. I think he can actually rock and roll. And I think Michael Gallup is going to continue to improve. And I think that those guys, with having Zeke Elliott, knowing that those guys more than likely are going to have one-on-one coverage, could shine. Dak is going to have to go ahead and definitely hit people. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no excuses like the beginning of last year where we didn't have the talent level that we have now. And hopefully our offensive line will be in better shape. But Stephen Jones has enacted an attitude. He has gotten more frugal with the way they spend money. They're not in cap hell like we used to be. And it's a no-nonsense team. They've gotten to the point where we don't put up with crap. The Greg Hardys, no. The sideline tantrums, no. And this team has evolved into a family. Most of these guys live in Dallas. Most of these guys are hanging out. You see Dak and Zeke last night at the Stars game. You see them at the Dallas Mavericks game and things like that. You see these guys working, hanging out, and being together like a family. There are no cracks in the armor with any of these guys. Now, whether or not that ends up leading to a Super Bowl, I don't know. But I know one thing. When you are fighting for more than just a paycheck, when it's more personal, when it's you're fighting for your friend, your family, your team, it's that much better. That's an advantage that you have over other teams. And we'll see how it all works out. So I'm excited. We're going to be doing on Thursday night, we're going to be doing a live stream starting probably 6 o'clock for the draft, through the whole draft there at Lucky's. So we'll do it as a Facebook event. So we'll go ahead and start getting that out there. And then Friday night and Saturday, we'll end up doing the draft from here, the man cave. We'll be doing lots of chicken wings and pulled pork and everything else and having a ball. So I can't wait, guys. It's not very far away. Whew. Just keep taking it one day at a time. I'll see you guys soon.